There we are. We're all live on Facebook and you're staring out the window. So, what are we doing?
Oh my God, I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm sure you have an idea what we're doing.
You were pissed off about something.
I'm seriously pissed off. So, we shared a climate map.
Oh.
Right?
The thing that has occupied your
entire day?
Entire day.
Yes.
Well, actually, not the thing itself. People supporting the notion.
Right. So, the gist of it is Trump came out with this quote or tweet. Why am I even elevating it to the
quote level?
To the level of quote?
He can't do complete sentences, therefore it cannot be a quote.
But he makes the whole point that, like, since it's gonna be so cold on the East Coast for this New Year's, it's that there's no global warming, and how right he was in denying climate change.
Yeah.
Saving us trillions of dollars. And so I found the actual climate change map of the anomalies for the globe. And the only part that has an anomaly that for cold is the eastern North America and Greenland. The rest of the world, the Arctic, the Antarctic, Europe, Asia, Africa, are all way hotter than normal. So that was the point. So obviously, this guy can't read a map, right?
Okay.
So you took it and you shared it on your profile.
Yes.
And what happened?
We had Trump Justice Warriors come out of the woodworks. So should I give people a little bit of background of what happened and how I ended up in a group of Trumpkins?
Well, sure.
Okay. All right. For those that don't know, around election time last year, I actually supported Trump. Not because he was the right man for the job. His biggest qualification was that he wasn't Hillary. So I supported him during the election, and for almost 6 to 9 months following his presidency, kind of like to give him enough time to learn politics and adjust, because he didn't have any experience whatsoever. So, we kind of gave him a little grace period to get his shit together. Let the advisors get the hang of his lunacy. And,
right.
And then he proved himself to be he proved himself to be everything the left accuses him of being. Yeah, minus the literally Hitler part.
But he's an ignorant.
He's a dictator. He's not dictator for Western sensibilities. Not dictator as in an Iranian dictator. But let's say maybe authoritarian is a better word. These Trump Justice Warriors get their panties in a bunch when you say dictator.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, autistic screeching. So that's how I ended up, because I supported Trump, I ended up with a whole bunch of Trumpkins, Trump Justice Warriors, and a lot of right-wing friends on social media. Now, what I call Trumpkins is actually, Trump Justice Warriors are just as bad as social justice warriors. I can't fucking stand them. None whatsoever. Mostly because they're relentless. Prophet Trump can do no wrong in their eyes. They like to worship him and hopefully someday end up in alpha heaven.
Well, they're all alpha males. They're serious alpha males.
Yeah, they're all alpha males. Cock. Don't
the only retard they have. You're a cock. You're a cock.
I called you a cuck. That makes me the alpha. Well, the dude has no job, no family, no wife, no nothing.
Right. Well, but anyway, let's go back to the map.
So that's how I ended up with a whole bunch of Trump worshippers on my freaking Facebook profile, and I've been ignoring them for months just because they're relentless. I just refuse to fuel the freaking fire. I just not gonna acknowledge they exist. I don't care what you said, but they come out of the woodworks and they just say the most asinine things ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you came in today.
Right.
You
So
spent how many hours going back and forth between these climate change deniers?
well, yeah, and here's the funniest part: is you show a map, and they start refuting it with bullshit. And one guy in particular, all he had was like one YouTube talk after the next. Just these insane ramblings of discredited, well, unaccredited. I mean, you have to be accredited at some point to be discredited. These are guys who never climate scientists, never worked in it, but they're like, oh, that guy's an astrophysicist. Yeah,
well,
he's a failed academic with one paper. That's all he ever managed to do in his life. You know?
When did people get it in their head that somebody... Oh, here it is. This is how it all fucking started. We got a little obsessed with whistleblowers. So, do you know? So at first, whistleblowing was legit. They were letting us know that shit's going down. You need to pay attention to this. So a couple of these whistleblowers were good people that we started to like. And then we started to extend that to whoever that got fired.
Right.
And cried wolf. So this old professor lost his job for God knows what. Well, lost his job because he was no longer a freaking scientist.
So he never had a job. That was the thing. He never even had a job. There was nothing to lose. And they go to work for these libertarian right-wing think tanks and put out this bullshit that is never peer-reviewed. And that's the thing I kept hammering these dullards with, is unless it's peer-reviewed, you don't have an argument. It's just your opinion.
Listen to me. Here's the problem. They don't even know what peer-reviewed means.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They've heard about it, but they don't know what it means.
No, they know what it means. But they know it means they're invalid. They know that their whole argument's invalid because of it. So they'll come up with these, oh, it's corrupt. It's a corrupt system. Like, you know, all the scientists are together to somehow form a cabal that they all individually protect each other. And you try to explain to these dum-dums.
Kind of like the Trumpkin cabal where they all protect each other.
But what they do, exactly. And they don't even understand that science is an adversarial system. The way you make your bones is actually finding the new theory that replaces the old theory. The way you make your bones is showing that something isn't right and there's a new alternative to that way of thinking. It's not working in lockstep with each other.
Okay. Yeah,
and that's what they think the scientists are as weak-willed and as selfish as they are.
As I said, they're projecting.
And that's all it is. It's just
Why
projection.
do you think they keep screaming cuck? Because they are.
Well, speaking of cucks, what about the last guy? I asked him 4 questions and he runs away and blocks me.
Yeah. I know he can. Is there a leg?
There's a leg.
Oh, never mind.
Now you broke the format. You don't worry about the leg. You just move forward.
He broke the format, say it with a German accent.
I schwein, you broke the format. No, but you know, but that is the thing, though, is that these climate change deniers are wholly ill-informed. They're willfully ignorant. And yet they will go to their dying breath saying you're wrong. And all you have to ask them is, show me your work. Just show me where I'm wrong.
Okay, here's the thing. I got to ask you a question. Are they saying to their dying breath, you're wrong?
Yes.
To protect Lord and Savior, Prophet Trump?
No, to protect themselves. They're the ones who are wrong.
Okay.
They're the ones who trust this idiot. They're the ones who believe this insanity.
So they think just because they voted for Trump once in their life, they're on the hook for the rest of their life.
No. It's that thing. If I supported someone, I don't have the courage to say they're wrong in any way. You know what I mean? Because they think they're invalidating their own choice, not realizing, hey, sometimes you get snookered. Sometimes you get locked into someone who isn't a good person.
You know what they remind me of? People that get into bad relationships and bad marriages.
I'm looking at Jerry Fry's comment, and he's talking about atoms. We will talk about atoms later.
Okay, listen to me. They remind me of people that get into really horrible marriages and will just not fucking give up. I mean, they'll put up with the abuse.
No, that's different. You hang on for 5 years.
No, they put up with the girls, every shenanigan with her being dumb, squandering your money away. They'll put up with anything just because they said I do one fucking day and they have to make it work now. This is why people divorce, get on with their life, and meet someone new.
Well,
no.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Well, it's the exact same thing. And the problem is you can show, and I'm beyond being polite. These people are absolute fuckwits. It is so dumb. And it doesn't mean they're bad people.
Yeah.
But it means they're really dumb and they won't see how they're wrong. You can show them. Literally, I was showing these people, like, here's the data. Well, that's from a biased peer-reviewed journal. They're all trying to save their jobs. I mean, they'll always have the next excuse.
Well, how are you going to learn anything new when you're just going to excuse everything that you don't know?
If it was up to these people, we'd still be in the damn dark ages.
True that.
Because that's their thing, is they don't want change. They don't want to be shown they're wrong. They don't want to have any responsibility. That's the big thing. Because if you accept climate change, oh my God, I am somewhat responsible.
Okay.
Maybe in a sliver of a fraction of a, particle of percent. But you have a little tiny bit of responsibility.
I didn't think about that.
And that's the end of the stick they definitely don't want to pick up.
So they don't want to, are you saying they just don't want to recycle?
No, it's that admitting you're wrong and admitting you have responsibility.
Okay.
They act like the planet is a fucking free-for-all.
And they can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want. And of course they think that fucking Jesus is coming back any day now to save them.
None of these boys that you were squabbling with today were religious in any sense.
Today, although I'm sure that Brazilian to be named later.
Yeah, they have a soft side for Christianity, but none of them.
But look how insane he was. He went to fucking chemtrails.
Yeah, that one.
And HARP and the cuckoos came out of the woodwork. I mean, some of them were so nuts I couldn't. But I told this guy he was a fuckwit at least 8 times. And he still kept, and all I said is, just give me one bit of real evidence of what you're saying. And that not one single time did any of these people produce anything that wasn't, I mean, they gave me an opinion piece out of the goddamn National Review. Yeah. And somehow that was going to be like this monumental evidence that, there's no climate change. And that is the real problem we have with these people. And I think we need to treat them as the idiots they are. Take the gloves off. They are dummies. They're willful idiots, and we need to keep telling them, you're dumb. If you can't read the paper, if you can't do these things, you're dumb.
I think I'm going to disagree with you.
Why is that?
I don't think I've changed my mind ever when somebody called me dumb. If anything, I dug my heels deeper when somebody called me idiot.
Okay, are these people ever going to change their minds?
You just have to leave it.
But my point is I don't want to change their minds. I don't give a shit about them. I want to make sure their influence on others is diminished.
So you want to make sure that the third person who's reading
Who looks at it
quietly-
goes, oh, that guy is an idiot. That guy's an idiot. I'm not going to listen to him. They're a lost cause. I am definitely not trying to bring them back.
Okay, you and I have different strategies. You enjoy telling dummies that they're dummies.
For the benefit of others.
That's an
So that others don't buy into that bullshit.
Well, if someone's
'Cause there's a
smart
lot of people
enough,
on the
if
fence.
someone is smart enough, they can tell that this
No, they
person.
can't. They buy into the argument and then they become
No,
invested.
the third person that's watching quiet, that's reading quietly, and they haven't made up their mind yet. You might lose them by calling the other person idiot because you victimize this guy. They're going to side with the idiot. The
They
victim.
never do, though.
Everybody sides with the victim.
They never do. These people aren't victims.
That's
They are
they're
spouting.
viewed
No,
as
that's
that.
what we say. You're a dummy because you're spouting wrong information. You're a liar. You're a liar. If you say this stuff, you are a liar. And you're dangerous. That's what I said about Trump. He's a dangerous idiot.
That's true.
That's how you treat these people. They're dangerous idiots.
So we're going to name call them and isolate them.
No, just let everyone know what they're capable of. You can't fix them. You can't fix stupid. But I want the person who's seeing this to go, oh my God, this person believes in chemtrails. This person believes in all these conspiracy, because they all do. They all believe in conspiracy bullshit. The climate change deniers all start believing
For
also.
some reason, all these Trump justice warriors are in are in different types of conspiracy theories. Like if it's not climate change, they think Soros is behind.
Oh, the myth. Yeah, Soros. Yeah,
Maybe he is behind.
he's an
it,
asshole.
but not behind every goddamn thing.
But it's their boogeyman. It's their own personal boogeyman. And they treat the government as their own personal boogeyman. It's like the guy who believed in all the chemtrail nonsense.
So explain to me how a Trump justice. Explain to me the psychology behind somebody who is not bright, or who has a leniency towards, who has a tendency towards tribalistic mentality, who also tends to be conspiracy theorist.
Why they go there?
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start going the road of one, you're always a victim. And that's the thing I was kissing at. These people that believe this shit are always the victim. There's aluminum in the air. There's fluoride in the water.
Oh,
whatever it
everyone's
is.
conspiring against
Everything's
me.
a conspiracy against you. And so you really take away, the fact is that you're giving away your personal
So do you
autonomy.
think they all have a little bit of paranoia?
Oh, there's tons of paranoia.
This is what I'm trying to get at, because they all seem to have certain psychological traits with them. We've been reading their comments day in, day out for the past year and a half, or however long this Trump shenanigans has been going on. But I bet if we look at it closely and we have a clinical psychologist look at it, you'll be like, no, there's a commonality that these guys all share.
Well, and there's a...
I am posing
It's
the
a collective
question whether-
psychosis,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yes. Yeah. I loathe to label all of them. I've always hated it, but dear Lord, this denial or delusion is just too, I don't know how no one sees it.
I'm totally willing to be wrong, but you actually have to have a valid argument. You have to have valid data sources. You come up with these radical, insane theories. And then, literally, you are the pigeon on the chessboard. You shit on the board, you knocked over all the pieces, and then you declared victory. You really never had a valid argument to begin with.
Okay. I honestly don't think that these guys know what a valid graph, research, scientific
No,
think they can't distinguish.
No, they're willfully ignorant, and that's a phrase I'm going to use.
Some of them are willfully ignorant because they just want to.
No, they won't look at it.
They want somebody to reiterate what they already.
It's like the guy I gave him 10 papers.
Yeah.
Show me where there's papers saying there's human caused climate change. All right, here's 10 papers. It took a 5-minute literature search. It wasn't like this huge long thing. And what did he do? Those are all biased. He never read a single one. Right? He was seeing if I would jump through the hoop. I did. And now he's crying conspiracy. Which is what they always do. I mean, it's always, they move the goalposts. They refuse to look at actual science. Now, if you can prove me wrong, what testable, repeatable science got you. But if you're just going to wax bullshit, I'm going to call you an idiot.
Yes.
But you deserve that at that point because you're being willfully ignorant.
And you're being
Why should I have patience with you?
All right. So you spend the next 10 minutes.
Next what?
10 minutes calling him an idiot.
More than 10 minutes.
Ah, yes.
40 minutes, 800 minutes, something like that. But no, but that's the thing is that one is we should not have patience with the willfully ignorant who harbor and actually nurture these dangerous views. Because denying the fact is an ostrich sticking his head in the sand, and you are a dangerous individual. Like Trump right now is a dangerous individual for what he's doing. You're not even coming at it rationally. Like you said, well, you know, we brought in these climate scientists and we proved that well, it's not a big deal. Nope. He just literally put his fingers in his ear and is being a child. I don't want to hear it. Without any reasoning, without anything backing what he's saying. And all these people that we saw on that thread are all the same kind of person. They're just willfully ignorant. This is why I'm upset.
Are you sure? Did you get it all out of your system?
Oh, let me talk about anti-vaxxers, because it's the same group of dummies.
This group is...
They're anti-vaxxers.
No, they're not actually.
How much you want to bet?
They're not. They think. They all think. The first part is if you talk to some of these, a good number of these Trump justice warriors, they all think themselves as centrists, well-balanced thinking centrists, or center-right. So they're not. They definitely are not anti-vaxxers. You know why? Okay, I'll tell you what. These guys do not think for themselves. They don't take this issue, read about it on their own, and come to their own conclusion. They hate the left, whatever stance the left takes. They'll take the opposite stance. So the left,
as a matter of habit,
they're lazy. They don't want to do the thinking. They don't want to have their own opinion. Worst of all, they don't want to have a differing opinion from their views. So they see the left being anti-vaxxers. They automatically are for it.
Right.
So this is why I'm going to say these people aren't anti-vaxxers.
Well, the truth is sometimes the right wing's right.
Sometimes
the left wing is right.
The right has Islam right. So what does the left has right?
Well, on the climate change and the science argument, they're right.
Okay. They were right about Trump.
Yeah, I mean, he's a menace. He's an absolute menace.
He turned out.
I think, it's him. It's like the AIDS HIV Research Council that was within HHS. He just disbanded that whole group, fired him with no reason given. Just so much for AIDS. It's AIDS consultation back to the White House. Literally, he went, I don't want to hear it. You're fired. I mean, that's public health.
Do that?
Yeah, he can
do it. Is that constitutional?
Yeah, it's the executive branch. He can pretty much do what he wants with the executive branch. He's Grand Poobah of the executive branch.
Nice.
But but this anti-science bent that we're starting to see in people, and it's just...
So both sides have their bent. The right has it and the left has it.
Sure, but I think the anti-science bent is really scary because that you're talking about our survivability as a species. We're not going to kill... It's like the George Carlin bit, right? We aren't going to kill the Earth. The Earth will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. The Earth isn't dying. We're dying.
We'll bring our own extinction.
Yeah, it's. I think it's almost bred into us that we have this genetic predisposition to off ourselves. We collectively as a species don't have a break. We don't.
If we have the genetic predisposition to off ourselves, then how come we've been evolving for all
No, I
these
mean as a
years?
group. As a group.
Well, we've been doing good.
Right, but now good has become too good. And now we're not willing to... I mean, I don't think that a lot of us are willing to put down... Or let me say it this way. I don't think that most folks aren't willing to step back and say, what can I do without? We've become such consumers. We're over-consuming our capacity. Right? So in biology, you have this concept of carrying capacity, right?
Yeah.
So which means for a given piece of land, you can only have so many elk.
Right.
And if you get too many elk, they ate too much forage, and then they starve to death or predation or whatever, and the population crashes.
So we're over.
That's what.
We're over.
7.5 billion of us. We are fleas, and all of us want to consume. We all want, and I'll be. Look, we live in America. We are the worst of the worst. We consume like it's going out of style. I mean, come on, where you grew up, you didn't have all of this.
Nice things.
Not nice things, but there's nice things, but it wasn't just consumerism, right? It wasn't just, well, Persians. I forgot. White furniture, gold curtain rods, blue drapes, purple carpets. I forget about Persians.
Oh my God! You know what? I have never taken you to a Persian party. If I ever take you to a Persian party, no, you will take back those words. It's the absolute.
Well, maybe it's everybody, but it's this idea that we.
Wrong country.
Right, but then we have people who have vested interests in old technology, coal, oil. Billions of dollars of investments. It's like it's like when the automobile came around, the horse and carriage people were telling you how dangerous the car was because it went too fast. Right? There's always those industries that are always going to fight the innovation that makes life better. And right now you have the fact is that we pump, as a country, more oil into fossil fuel research than alternative energy research. Why did, okay, we're looking at old technologies. Why are you pumping billions of dollars into old technology and millions of dollars into things that are sustainable and long lasting? Wouldn't you put the money to figure out how to do that?
Yeah.
But the guys who pay all your bills are oil and gas guys.
What do you mean pay all your bills?
Well, how do you think politicians make their money?
So they're
bought and paid
for. So it's oil and gas people, so they're just going to push for that economy.
Right. So they don't have a vested interest in actually doing.
So how come we don't have investors buying and selling?
You do.
No, I'm alternative energy investors doing.
You do have guys like Elon Musk, and that's why the business establishment despises Elon Musk. He's bringing the Tesla. We are going to see, and it seems like a lot of money, but we are going to see a $50,000 Tesla in 2 years. it will be the same price as a conventional gasoline car with a better range on per charge than a gasoline gas tank. It's going to be a better deal. And why do you think these companies are trying to outlaw Tesla?
Oh
They do it in each state. They
so
try
basically what it is, it's so these different investors, people with big money, it's a race between who gets to the politician quicker
Sure.
and faster. Is it Tesla, the alternative energy guy, or coal?
Right.
Okay.
And Elon Musk, with as deep as his pockets are, they're not that deep.
And he's just one guy against.
Right, but he... I mean,
Is he just the one guy?
Well, I mean,
against?
there's hundreds of people on his team and everything. But, yeah, he is the modern-day Tony Stark. I mean, he is Iron Man for all intensive purposes. He is this inventor, innovator, who is literally trying to make a better world.
You seem to have a lot of trust in this guy.
I do. He's a naked capitalist. Yes, he wants to make money, but he wants to make money doing the SpaceX thing. You know, commercial space travel. Since Trump and the Republicans and the Democrats are all to blame, we went to the moon. The last time we went to the moon is 1972. Do you realize that NASA has had almost zero accomplishments since 1972?
Why? So we were there first. Who's been there after us?
Nobody.
Not even the Russians?
Mm-mm.
Seriously?
Mm-mm. Just us. But we go to the moon and then literally space travel in... Yeah, we did the space shuttle thing, but that was a low Earth orbit. It wasn't going out. You know, and I guess I should say no accomplishment. We've done satellite, but we haven't had any accomplishment in manned space travel. We did the Mars rover, but, you know, it's...
Okay, let me ask you this. So apparently Democrats are all for space exploration to Mars, and Republicans are all for space exploration just to the moon. What's the deal with that? Why do the Democratic Party prefers one and the Republican the latter? And
well, you know, it works both ways, vice versa. I mean, fuck. I mean, the Republicans could say that the sky is blue, and the Democrats would say it's purple.
So they're just opposing each other.
They're contrarian at every step,
for the sake of opposing
dumb.
each other, rather than what's the best.
Right. I think we should go to the moon. What can we do with the moon? What can advance, you know, the planet, advance us as a species by going to the moon? What can advance us by going to Mars? They should be explored at the same time. I mean, asteroid
Well,
mining.
we don't have enough finances. So Tesla is
We
for
have
Mars.
an unlimited... Okay, that whole idea of the lack of finances...
Yes.
Are you kidding? We have an unlimited amount of intellectual capital. We can do this. You're telling me in 1962 or 61, Kennedy made the promise to go to the moon?
Yeah.
And in 69 it was done?
So
That
8
went-
years later.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years they went from no idea how to do it, no technology to do it,
So
to did it.
So if we could do it if we wanted to.
If it's will. It's
Could you?
what?
You know that song.
What?
The Ice-T song. Ice-T? Is it Ice-T? You can do it if you put your back.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start.
I can do it.
But that's the thing is that we lack that will. We had that will in the 60s.
We were ambitious.
And now it's just this apathetic, well, we gotta stick with the old stuff. There's no improving on the old stuff. And that ties right back into the climate change deniers. God forbid you say that, hey, there's some new stuff and we can avert the problem. These people want to run headlong into the problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, why asteroid mining? Why on Earth? Well, it's not on Earth. It's up there. have we not done asteroid mining? We have hurtling around us in space.
I was going to say we're not sitting on it.
But we have we have almost unlimited mineral wealth on rocks in space. Now we landed a probe on an asteroid, so we proved we can get there.
So remind me again, what's all up there?
Oh, all
that
sorts
we could use.
Rare metals, rare minerals.
That we could use in what?
Oh, electronics, on everything. If we could actually figure out a way to go there, robotically mine these things, and bring those materials back.
Shuttle stuff back and forth.
Right.
Between two planets.
But then we're not shitting in our own backyard anymore.
Totally.
It's a rock in space. And space, well, yeah.
My
Then the aliens get pissed off. Yeah, you're right.
To start a war.
You're right. The aliens are just like, fuck you. Laser beam done. I see that one coming. But you see the point, though, right? It's this dog.
She's eating.
Oh, I gave her one of those greenie. But so that's my rant of the day. Is we have a group of dangerous idiots in this country, and we shouldn't appease them, and we shouldn't leave them unchallenged, because there's someone who's going to look at them and buy that bullshit if they're unchallenged.
Oh.
That's why you have to.
Gosh, do you know how much energy it takes to challenge these guys? I mean, I would have to just quit everything in my life. And how many people did you challenge today? Count.
7, 8.
And it took all day, didn't it?
Yeah.
You took a gym break.
But I mean, I was having fun with it.
I know you were having fun with it, but it's fun for the first time, second, third, and fourth, and after a while you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, but that's their thing, is that you can't flag, you can't be defeated, because that's what they're counting on. That's what they've always counted on.
Of you not challenging
they
them.
browbeat you
they
in
had
this
the last
submission.
word, they won.
Right. I mean, they are the pigeon on the chessboard, and you have to keep picking up the pieces and going, nope, game's not over yet.
It just won't work statistically. I'll tell you why. Because we have less number of intelligent people to dumb people. So the dumb people will wear out the intelligent. The intelligent would give up, and the dumb think that they won.
Well, pick your battles wisely. But honestly, is that if someone's spouting nonsense, I think you are required to confront them on the nonsense. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you're just giving in to their bullshit.
Okay.
And
I will say you did awesome today. I just don't know if anyone, including you, would be able to keep that up with these. Because today it was climate change. Tomorrow it'll be something else the Trump Justice Warriors have a hard-on for. And they worry about where we're at.
oh, I know, but that's what they count on. They absolutely count on you being tired, you being worn out, because they keep on saying this nonsense over and over and over again.
What if they just get ignored over and over and over again? Eventually they'll give up.
Because they're going to influence the other person. I think there has to be a rebuttal of them.
True. Okay, I'll say it for the third person reading it. Someone needs to rebuttal.
The reason why people believe in chemtrails is because people were polite and didn't nip it in the bud right away. They were polite to the wackaloon that believes that shit. Don't bother Earl. He believes.
Only you have that gift of facing someone and challenging them on politics and not ruining friendships, or
Well, no, I think everyone has that.
I think people avoid controversy just because they want to get along with their buddy, their friend, their neighbor. It's not a matter of politeness, it's a matter of civility. People don't want to keep it civil. And people like you are very rare.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But I would say that even if you just do a one-time challenge and move away, right? Even saying you're wrong. And with a "this is why you're wrong," and that you're done.
Let them go somewhere else and lick their wounds.
Well, and like I said, unless they can provide true and real evidence, they're full of shit. And that's what most of them are. They're just full of shit. They've listened to Alex Jones. They drink all the Kool-Aid.
Wow.
Well, after that, can you believe that I'm hungry again?
Well, we have a drumstick for you. What do you want?
I don't know yet. But let's talk about that later.
Let's talk about
So,
later.
Our first his and her rant. We'll see how it went. It might have been a complete disaster.
It wasn't a rant. It was just you and I talking. Honestly, people don't know, but we have this kind of talk going on all the time.
Well, this is true. Well,
and we just decided to video one of our talks.
That's true. I think our mics are way too low, though. In fact, I know they are.
It's alright. Next time we'll get it.
All right, here we
This
go.
was just a test.
And we out?
Are we out?
I gotta put us out. All right, how do we get out?
You want to sneeze?
Don't sneeze. No,
Excuse me.
no, don't sneeze. Stop.